I'm trans and I'm autistic, and there's sort of like this idea, particularly within kind of the medical sphere, that trans and autistic people like don't exist. You can't have both of those things. They're pretty confident that can't be real, but you can all see me, right? Yeah. Has anyone here done an autism assessment at the age of 27 in the middle of a pandemic? Or any of you, has anyone here been 27? A couple of people, have you done an autism assessment? No, okay, that's fine. I know it feels like a very niche question, but the answer is not always awkward silence. And this is currently the only method I have of making friends, so it's worth it. If you've never done an autism assessment at the age of 27 in the middle of a pandemic, I'll tell you what it's like. Basically, my assessment, I had a 5-hour interview, very nice woman, but she just asked me the same question again and again and again. And that question was, are you weird in this way? What about in this way? Are you weird in a way that is like dangerous to other people or just really, really annoying? I've got my notes with me tonight. Do you want to hear what she said? Yeah? All right. So here are my notes. Before I read them to you, what I want you to understand is... that's just a bit of popcorn. Put that back in there. Save it for later. Before I read you these notes, what I want you to understand is genuinely... I tried to have just like a conversation with this person. I tried so hard to be normal. And then I got these notes back and she's made it sound like I've never spoken to another human being before in my life. So this was an interesting experience for me. It says stuff like, Cerys admitted that they don't like not knowing what the time is. I'm going to give you one guess. Who do you think was late to the appointment? She feels very passive-aggressive. Cerys says they think they're quite fussy with food, and they tend to eat food in separate components. They're called mouthfuls. I think it's all right, actually. Would hate to have a sandwich which may have a texture in it that they're not anticipating. Let's talk about the sandwich thing, shall we? What I want to know is, who's going to the meal deal section of Tesco's? Like, what I really fancy for lunch today is a cheese salad sandwich with a little pocket of sand in the middle. Wouldn't that be really tasty? Maybe if I go to Subway, they'll do me a foot long with a bone in it. I just want the texture of my sandwich to be consistent all the way through, and I don't think that's a ridiculous ask. But this is the weird thing about doing an autism assessment, like as an adult, because you have to self-refer, and so they want to know why you've self-referred, why you think you're autistic, like why do you think that you're different? Why do you think your brain is weirder than everybody else's? But this is the only brain I've ever had. Like I don't know why it's different. I do have a big list. Do you want to hear some stuff from my list? Because I didn't know, like, what are the things... So I've got stuff, like, I've got auditory processing disorders. I thought, probably that's the autism. When I eat a lot of hummus, my sweat smells like hummus. Is that one of them? I don't... No one can tell me. It's quite a stressful situation trying to work out what you're going to tell the doctors, because you kind of want them to give you a fair assessment and give you the diagnosis, but you don't really want to go further than that. So you've got to pick and choose what you're going to disclose about yourself. And there's a lot of things that I held back. So I didn't tell them, for example, that I'm non-binary. Got any non-binary people in the house? One person. You said that so confidently because you're shocked to see me here in the same space as you, as shocked as I am. A lot of people don't know what that means. A lot of people ask me, you're non-binary, Cerys, are you trying to say that you're a boy? Is that what's happening here? Do you think you're a boy? I'm not a boy. Like, for a bit, I thought I might be a boy, tried to be a boy. I was a bad boy. Sorry. I was bad at being a boy, that's what I'm trying to say. I'll tell you the things I did to be a boy, you can judge for yourself. Here are the things I did to be a boy. Started taking my jumper off over the back of my head. You know how boys... You know it? You know how boys take their jumpers off like that? What else did I do to be a boy? I started using 2-in-1 shampoo and shower gel. But the problem with that is that I already had shampoo and shower gel at home and I didn't want to be wasteful, so I just sort of mixed my own. I stopped asking people follow-up questions in conversation. If I was chatting to someone, they'd be like, oh, hi, Cerys, how you doing? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. No, I know how to take a jumper off. Actually, I know how to take a jumper off, it's all good. Would you mind folding that for me? Thank you. got into a really bad habit of like throwing my stuff onto the floor and then it vanishes. I don't know if anyone else has that experience. Have you ever put something down, like in front of you, and then suddenly it's gone? No, it's really bad. I have once lost one of my socks whilst putting my socks on. So that's the life. You're doing a terrible job. Can you just give it... Thank you so much for that. I'm so sorry. Please have a Snickers. We're going to power through. So I'm trans and I'm autistic, and there's sort of like this idea, particularly within kind of the medical sphere, that trans and autistic people like don't exist. You can't have both of those things. They're pretty confident that can't be real, but you can all see me, right? Yeah. And the kind of like the theory is that sort of one part of you is meant to cancel out the other, so you can't be trans if you're autistic. They think that what's happened is, you know how the traditional kind of autistic person is really obsessed with trains? Well, there are genuine scientists out there who think that we're just not very good at spelling, and so some of us, it's been a bit of a typo, we got obsessed with being trans instead. Thank you very much, I've been Cerys Bradley.